Good day. I was going to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, but good day, wherever you are in your day listening to this. I'm so excited to be here, and I'm so excited that you're here back with me or with me for the first time. I'm Chevy, and this is my podcast, Ramblings and Revelations. So I'm really excited to be here for our second episode. Today's topic, I thought I would come on and discuss our bodies and the fact that we are not our bodies, but we still do need to take care of them. It's happened to me. It came up a number of times in the past long while. I was going to say little while, but it comes up very, very often. Being the fact that I am a trainer by profession, and clients will come to me very often and say, I want to lose weight. And right, we'd go into it, and why do you want to lose weight? Because I don't like the way I look, or I don't like the way I feel, or a whole, huge thing of reasons. And I usually stop them at some point, and we kind of start to observe, what is it? Like, what is it about our bodies? Why do we always want to change our bodies? What is this thing that we have that is called a body? And what is this thing that we have that is called a soul? And how on earth do they work hand in hand? How do I accept my body for what it is, for the existence of it, for just the beingness of it? And how do I kind of incorporate my soul into what is kind of what my body is housing, I guess I would say. And I think the reason I wanted to discuss this is, like I said, because I do have a lot of clients, and just today I was having a discussion with somebody, and they asked me if I like my body. And I said, well, I would hope so. And then I said, well, do you like your body? And their response was, there's always little things to fix. I mostly do, but there's always little things to fix. And that was kind of what rose the idea for the topic for today's episode, because I usually, when I speak to clients and when I speak to other people, I'll usually use the term, I guess, I wouldn't use fix. I would use more the term enhance, right? Because I think when I come to a place where my body is not, okay, scratch that. Let's go straight. Let's start with just stating a basic fact. I am not my body, right? If you believe that you are your body, we can discuss that. I'm open for discussion. I mean, obviously not right now because we're middle of recording and you're probably listening a little bit passively. But if you'd like to discuss that, you're more than welcome to reach out to me on any of my socials. But we're going to start off with the basic fact that we are not our bodies, okay? We are a soul that is housed in a body. And when I realized that I'm not my body, how do I know that I'm not my body? Well, just a really quick background. I struggled many years ago. I'm not that old, but quite a number of years ago, I struggled with suicidal ideation, and I was really, I didn't like my life. I didn't like myself. I unfortunately had a suicide attempt. And it was the last one that I've ever had since then. This was the final one. And I can tell you from my own personal experience, right? I had a bit of an outer body experience. And that was the moment where I realized, wait, that thing lying there that is unconscious is clearly not me. Unfortunately, I had an overdose, and I had it. I took it. I'm going to take responsibility for my actions. I felt my soul hovering above my body. So I was able to see my body lying there. It was on the terrace of an apartment I was living in at the time. And I felt a pull, right? Of like this something pulling, almost like a pulley from the top and the bottom. And somebody's kind of like trying to pull me up and trying to pull me down at the same time. And at this time, I can see my body from the outside. And it was at that moment, I don't know if it was at that specific moment, or when I came to, that it hit me, wait a second. That thing that was lying there on the terrace when I was unconscious, clearly that was not me, because there was a greater consciousness, a greater me that was hovering above that body. And so again, if you're not sure if you are your body or you're not, I mean, I think we can all experience out of body experiences. They don't have to be as extreme as I experience, but I think very often we can, let's say, for example, I'll take just a little example of God forbid we get a cut, right? The cut hurts, but a lot of times, like it's happened to me in the past where I got a paper cut and I didn't even notice, I didn't feel that I got a paper cut until I saw it, right? Now, if I was my body, I would feel a hurt, right? I would feel something physically hurting. But being that I am not my body, the second I looked and I saw that I was bleeding, I can say, oh, ouch, or notice that something happened. So that's just like a very silly example. It's not a very concrete example, but that's just a silly example of how we can understand a little more in depth of why we are not our bodies. Not why, but the basic fact. So when I come from that term of the fact that I'm not my body, now we have two separate entities living in one existence, body, soul. How do I live side by side? How do I live one within the other? And how do I accept my body? And how do I continuously, I would say, enhance it or take care of it? Right? Because they always say, I'm not my body. I don't need to take care of it anymore. Right? So then it's just not mine. But the way I see it is it's kind of like a car, right? The car is, you are not your car, but your car belongs to you and you still need to take care of it. If you don't take care of your car, you won't be able to get from place to place. That's basically what our body is. Sometimes we like to use our car to go places that are fun. Like we like to use our bodies to go places that are fun, to do things that are fun, to do things that are enjoyable. And sometimes we take our car to do things that are mandatory, such as, I don't know what would be mandatory for everybody in their own personal life, but let's say going to the doctor, or let's say going to work, everybody according to what makes sense for them. And then you can take your car as well to a festival. You can take your car to an amusement park. You can take your car to nature, to a hike. Those are fun things. For some people, those are mandatory, but we're not going to go there. And our bodies are exactly the same thing, exactly the same image. We're not our bodies. So our bodies are like our car. So when I realized that, and let's just say you bought a brand new car. I don't know, I'm not hugely into cars, but we're just going to use a Mercedes. Okay, you got a brand new Mercedes. Are you going to put orange juice in your Mercedes for gas? Chances are you will not. I would hope not. So imagine your body is your Mercedes. Are you going to put junk into it? You won't, because if you just got a brand new car, if we look at our bodies in that sense of that new car feeling, chances are we will want to take care of it. And even if, okay, you know what? I'm going to go with a little more extreme, not a little extreme, a little more loose. Okay. Let's say we have an old verkrumpte car, for lack of a better word. You're still going to want to take care of it. You're still going to use it to go places that are mandatory. You're still going to use it to go places that are fun. And you're still not going to put orange juice instead of gas in your car. Chances are you'll take it to the mechanic. Well, you might take it when it's absolutely broken down. Or if you take it to the mechanic when it needs a treatment before it breaks down, the chances of it breaking down are near or less. Our bodies are exactly the same way. I know I've said that before, and I'm going to repeat it, because if we take care of our bodies, then they won't break down on us. I mean, it might. There is no guarantee, just as much as there's no guarantee with a car. But when we realize that I am not my body, even if my body is quote unquote breaking down, because I don't like that term. I don't believe our bodies break down. But let's just use it in fact for the metaphor's sake. Even when it breaks down, that doesn't mean it needs to break me down. That doesn't mean that when I'm not feeling well, my inner being also has to be grumpy. So that's a whole nother discussion. I'm not going to go there because I got a little sidetracked and I was going a little off topic. But where I was trying to go is taking physical activity, really, because that's just that was the direction that I'm trying to take. And I somehow got distracted because that's me. But what I was trying to say is that really what I think, how do I incorporate physical activity knowing that I am not my body, right? Because I used to believe I was my body. And so I used to go to the gym and work really hard and be like, ooh, look what I did to me, right? And I would have the six pack and I would have the muscles and I was super strong and I can do all the things. And that was me. That was what I could do. That was my personal accomplishment. And then slowly with time, I started realizing when I was like kind of internalizing more and more that I'm not my body, I was able to, my strength didn't go away. Okay. I didn't work out any less strong, but I did start treating my body in a different way. And I did start noticing different things because when I'm identifying as my physical existence in this world, as my physical manifestation, which is my physical body, life becomes like physical activity becomes a lot more rigid. I found it to be a lot more, I need to do this, I need to do that, I have this, I have, like, you have your set program, and if you don't follow your program, it's going to be all messed up and you're not going to get the results that you want. Whereas when I sit back and be like, okay, I have this body, I need to take care of it, but I also have this soul, and I absolutely love having fun in life. Okay. I love having fun. And for me, I have different periods of physical activity where sometimes I like lifting weights. I love it sometimes. And I would just like walk in and give them the barbell and I'm like good to go. And sometimes I will see the barbell and I will just be like, I don't want to do that to myself right now. Doesn't feel very good. It just doesn't. And because I'm not so strongly identifying as my body, the program that I don't work a program, to be honest. I don't work much of a plan. I do have a running plan because I have a goal that I want to reach. But again, if I don't reach that goal, then that's also very much fine with me. I will not regret following the plan because I'm enjoying every run as it comes up. So the goal just happens to be a byproduct of the different trainings that I'm doing. That I think is the main difference when I'm being with my soul in my body as opposed to being a body with a soul. So I got distracted for a second. Give me a second. I'm just gonna get back on track. Where were we? We were talking about working with plans. Yeah. So I think the way I can say and identify that I'm not connected, it's not that I'm not connected, but the way I can incorporate keeping my body physically active and healthy and happy while simultaneously listening to my soul, listening to my inner being, is honestly just by listening to my inner being, right? Like, again, I will have the occasional client who will just say to me, but Chevy, my inner being is telling me to sit on the couch and just eat junk. Like, that is my inner being. I do not have an internal drive to move. And again, I think there's also what to explore there. And I do have my days where I don't move because that is what my inner being is saying. I know a mentor of mine always, she always brings up, listen to your body when it whispers so you don't have to hear it scream. And that was something that I really, as a trainer, I really try to teach my clients as well, is that our bodies communicate with us and it tells us what we need. And in this world where there's so much striving for a set goal, it's very, very hard to listen to the body. Because like, I know for myself, when I was training, I didn't really care what my body felt. Like, I am going to follow my plan. Today is leg day, so today is leg day. Today is back day, so today is back day. Whether or not my body was ready for that. So it's almost like if you have a car and you're like, I want to go on cruise control. I don't care if I'm in the middle of the city. I'm going to go on cruise control. And chances are, if you go on cruise control, not adaptive cruise control in 2024, we're talking cruise control from the 1900s. I mean, whatever, you know what I mean? Chances are, if you put cruise control on your car in a local city, chances are it will crash. So when we so rigidly work a program without, it's not even without consulting with the professionals, because consult with me. I cannot tell you what you feel in your body. I can ask you questions that maybe will help you identify what it is that you feel, but I can't tell you. I can believe in you. I can believe you can do great things and strong things, but I cannot tell you what you feel in your body. And I don't think anybody can. So it's our job to listen to what our bodies say on the one hand, and it's also our job to recognize that our bodies are an external entity to our beingness. That didn't actually complete what I was trying to say, but it still is very valid. So go with me on that. And what I think I'm trying to get at here is I find it so important, and I always encourage people, find some sort of physical activity that you enjoy. If you don't enjoy doing it, chances are your soul will not enjoy doing it, and neither will your body. So I think, like, when we have like a set vision, like that was when I stopped lifting weights. Actually, I haven't lifted weights probably in about a year, because I realized I wasn't enjoying it. Like, straight up, I was just not enjoying it. It wasn't fun for me. And so I found all sorts of different physical activities that I enjoy. And I use this example a lot. Like, when you go to a wedding, yeah, you're at a wedding for 2 or 3 hours, you dance away and you have a great time. Would you consider that like a workout? Would you consider that, oh, like, I'm going to a wedding tonight, so I'm not going to work out? But going to a wedding and dancing, chances are you'll sweat a lot more than your regular Pilates class. Chances are you will have a much funner time than your regular Pilates. I mean, not if I'm the trainer, but again, not everybody. Okay, that was just disgustingly egotistical. I'm going to stop right there. But you know what I mean, okay? So, and you go to a wedding and you get all this serotonin and all the endorphins and all the fun stuff of physical activity, and you're happy and you're enjoying. Imagine you get to go to a wedding every single night. Imagine how much fun that would be. I mean, it would be lovely to just celebrate love every night and celebrate all like friends getting married. I love that idea. But I'm talking about, like, just even if it was family. But so if you enjoy being at a wedding, or if you don't enjoy being at a wedding, think of something that you do enjoy. Enjoy walking on the boardwalk, you enjoy dancing, or you enjoy, or maybe you do actually enjoy yoga, right? Do something that you enjoy. There's so many options of different types of physical activity. And I highly, for me personally, the way that I was able to bring my body and my soul kind of in sync with one another, and really to learn to trust my body and trust my soul in telling me what I need at the time that I need it and when I need it, is when I started doing the things that I enjoyed, when I started doing the things that were fun for me. I went and I took up aerial acrobatics. I don't know, go figure. That was just something, I started that a year ago when I quit going to the gym, because I wanted to have fun. I wanted to have a great time. I wanted to do something that makes me feel good while I'm doing it. It's frustrating. It's difficult. It's challenging. Yes, 100%, 100%. I don't excel at every time, at every skill I try, but I enjoy doing it. I enjoy being in the studio. I enjoy working with the silks. I enjoy working with the hoop. And that to me, when I'm enjoying, I'm telling my body, you can trust me. You can trust me. I listen. I'm giving you what's fun for you. And I think that those were really the times where I stopped looking at my body. When I started doing the things that were fun for me, that was when I stopped looking at my body in the sense of this needs to change. This needs to change. This needs to be different. I started realizing how strong and how much fun life can get, how much fun I can have with movement. And if a rope acrobatics is not your thing, maybe swimming is your thing, go do it. Go do something that's fun. Do something that's fun. Have a good time. I am such an advocate for having a good time. And should I tell you even further why? Irrelevant of you, if you're your body or not, because when you have a good time, you feel good. And when you feel good, you do good. And when you do good, it brings more good to the world. And we create a better world, honestly, by doing things that make us feel good. I used to train women and men as well. But very often after we would finish a class, if it was kickboxing, Tabata, Pilates, whatever it was, and they would come over and be like, how many calories did I burn? And I would just want to slap them across the face because you didn't, if you're not here to enjoy and you're just here to change your body, it's a very, very painful world. It is. I've been there. I've struggled. We can discuss eating disorders another day, but I've struggled with that too, unfortunately. I mean, or fortunately, it's just a thing. But when you are just in it for the calories and the cheat and have to go make up for what I did last night because I was so horrible, guys or ladies, gentlemen, whoever's listening, you're not horrible. Eat and enjoy your food and go do something that you enjoy. Because when we are happy and enjoying, it's just, life is so much more pleasant. Life is just so much more pleasant. And if you are eating, I don't know, the most decadent and full fat percentage cheesecake, I just love cheesecake. Enjoy it. Enjoy every bite. Don't sit there and be like, oh, I'm going to pay for this tomorrow. I'm going to pay. I mean, you can, but chances are you won't enjoy the cheesecake, guys. Chances are it will not be half as tasty as just taking that bite and being like, wow, this is rich. This is sweet. This is delicious. I'm kind of waking myself up for cheesecake right now. But and it's irrelevant of whatever training you have tomorrow or whatever training you did today. You deserve to enjoy life, period, in everything that life has to offer. Again, with time, for me, the more I started taking care of my body, the more I started doing things that I enjoy, the less I wanted to put junk into my body. It happened almost automatically. I used to count my macros and I used to count my calories and I used to weigh my food and I did the keto and I did the Mediterranean and I did a whole bunch more of other diets. Okay. But the moment I started doing the workouts that I enjoy and eating the foods I enjoy and seeing that my body sees that it can trust me to make those choices, I stopped with all the rules. The only rule I follow now is it fun? Are you having a good time? Again, not always do I want to run, but I know for myself, I always feel good after I run. And so for me, that is a price I'm willing to pay. And I enjoy knowing that I can push myself. So sometimes it's difficult, but I still enjoy the kind of the pushing myself aspect of it. But that's not to say that it's all easy, because it's not easy. It's uncomfortable. I'm going out of my comfort zone. I'm stretching my body to a level that it hasn't reached before. But basically, my point being is that when we listen to our bodies and when we start doing things that are fun for us, eating the foods that taste good and doing the activities that feel good, find something that's fun. You like to play basketball? Go find a team in the neighborhood, start one up. Like, but do something that's fun. And when you start that, when we live in that way, I feel like we live in a much more pleasant world, because we are feeling much better. And when we feel better, we see things better. And that makes it just so much easier to spread love and spread joy and spread light and just in general, be a happier, lighter person for myself. This is all my own personal experience, by the way. So again, I just want to make a disclaimer. If anybody goes and does something crazy, like, I take no responsibility for that. Okay. And then they say, like, Chevy said I should do what's fun for me. So, I mean, go do the crazy things. I do crazy things myself, but don't blame it on me. Okay. Thank you. That's just the disclaimer I feel like I have to put in just in case. So getting back to where we were at, when we are actually listening to our bodies and doing what makes us feel good, doing what is fun for us, eating what is fun for us, and recognizing that, looking at our bodies like it's our car, like it's something we want to take care of because we want it to last us, we want it to feel good, we want it to function well. Our bodies become less and less of an enemy, and they become more of a friend or foe. That's the word I was looking for. So our bodies become more of our friend because we start communicating in a way that's like, I know what you want, and I'm going to give you what you want, and I'm going to let you feel good. And yeah, sometimes I eat junk. I do. I'm human. I enjoy junk every now and then. But again, it's coming from a place of, oh, this makes me feel good. And sometimes I'll snack something that probably is not super healthy physically for my body, and it doesn't make me feel very good. And I'll be like, okay, I chose to do that. That's okay. It's like you chose, probably to do something that might slightly abuse the car. And you realize you probably shouldn't do that anymore. And because it didn't make you feel very good. But when we're coming from a place of trying to make our body, of really listening to our bodies and doing things that make us feel good, all of the rules very, very subtly and almost instantly just fall away. Our bodies are naturally pulling to something that's called homeostasis. They're naturally pulling to this steady state. They have a natural functioning that is just very basic. That is like I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like a home base. And when we listen to our bodies and when we listen to do what it is that we believe makes us feel good, our bodies will naturally fall into this place of like home base. And sometimes, like, that might mean eating something that might not be super healthy. And sometimes that may mean eating salads for a week because that's just what you're feeling. But I am very, very pro doing what makes us feel good, doing what brings us joy, doing what makes us feel alive, eating what makes us feel good. And in that way, we really teach, we can, first of all, identify how we are in our bodies, but almost how our bodies are our best friends. So my soul and my body are best friends, and they can communicate with one another, and they get along really well when I listen, when my soul listens to my body, and when my body almost recognizes the consciousness of where my soul is at, I guess. Because there are days where I just, like, physically, I don't want to move. And that would be kind of my soul being like, we want to rest. But that's also my body coming in sync with my soul and being like, yeah, today we're going to rest. And then tomorrow I have lots of energy, or the next day or the next day. And that's that synchronization between the body and the soul, being able to communicate with one another without a lot of interference, because I'm not living by the rules of what my diet should look like and what my training should look like and what everything you know, I got my goals. I got to get my goals. And it just becomes a lot more of a pleasant experience. That's, I think, my ramble and revelation for today. I'm going to close up with a wish for all of my listeners to just do what feels, a reminder and a wish, do what feels good. And I wish for you to always feel good. I mean, we're not always going to feel good, but sometimes, but we can feel good a lot more than we do already. And I'm sending out so much love to the universe. Give yourselves a hug, be easy on yourself, move a little. It makes such a difference to just how you see yourself, how your body communicates with your soul. So move a little, jog a little, do a little jig. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, kindly keep them to yourself. No, I'm kidding. You can share them with me. Reach out. I'm just sending out so much love, so much light. If you like this episode, please give it a like. If you would like to hear something else, if you'd like to hear another topic being discussed, let me know what it is, and we can have a great time. So wishing you lots of a wonderful evening and a wonderful day wherever you're at. And I will speak to you on my next episode. Sending so much love and light out. Thank you for listening and joining me.